How many heroes after killing thousands, and how many tyrants who have used the power over men's lives with terrible insolence as if they were immortal, and how many cities are entirely dead. So to speak, Hellas and Pompey and Herculaneum, and others innumerable, add to the reckoning all whom thou hast known, one after another. One man after burying another has been laid out dead, and another buries him, and all this in a short time. To conclude, always observe how ephemeral and worthless human things are, and what was yesterday a little mucus tomorrow will be a mummy or ashes. Pass them through this little space of time conformably to nature, and end thy journey in content, just as an olive falls off when it is ripe, blessing nature who produced it and thanking the tree on which it grew. Be like the promontory against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. Unhappy am I because this has happened to me, not so, but happy am I, though this has happened to me, because I continue free from pain, neither crushed by the present nor fearing the future. For such a thing as this might have happened to every man, but every man would not have continued free from pain on such an occasion. Why? Then is that rather a misfortune than this a good fortune? And dost thou in all cases call that a man's misfortune, which is not a deviation from man's nature? And does a thing seem to thee to be a deviation from man's nature when it is not contrary to the will of man's nature? Well, thou knowest the will of nature. Will then this, which has happened, prevent thee from being just, magnanimous? Always remember the saying of Heraclitus, that the death of earth is to become water, and the death of water is to become air, and the death of air is to become fire, and reversely. And think too of him who forgets whither the way leads, and that men quarrel with that with which they are most constantly in communion. The reason which governs the universe and the things which they daily meet with seem to them strange, and consider that we ought not to act and speak as if we were asleep, for even in sleep we seem to act and speak, and that we ought not, like children who learn from their parents, simply to act and speak as we have been taught. If any god told thee that thou shalt die tomorrow, or certainly on the day after tomorrow, thou wouldst not care much whether it was on the third day or on the morrow, unless thou wast in the highest degree mean-spirited, for how small is the difference. So think it no great thing to die after as many years as thou canst name, rather than tomorrow. Think continually how many physicians are dead, after often contracting their eyebrows over the sick, and how many astrologers after predicting with great pretensions the deaths of others, and how many philosophers after endless discourses on death or immortality, how many heroes after killing thousands, and how many tyrants who have used the power over men's lives with terrible insolence as if they were immortal, and how many cities are entirely dead. So to speak, Hellas and Pompey and Herculaneum, and others innumerable, add to the reckoning all whom thou hast known, one after another. One man after burying another has been laid out dead, and another buries him, and all this in a short time. To conclude, always observe how ephemeral and worthless human things are, and what was yesterday a little mucus tomorrow will be a mummy or ashes. Pass them through this little space of time conformably to nature, and end thy journey in content, just as an olive falls off when it is ripe, blessing nature who produced it and thanking the tree on which it grew. Be like the promontory against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. Unhappy am I because this has happened to me, not so, but happy am I, though this has happened to me, because I continue free from pain, neither crushed by the present nor fearing the future. For such a thing as this might have happened to every man, but every man would not have continued free from pain on such an occasion. Why? Then is that rather a misfortune than this a good fortune? And dost thou in all cases call that a man's misfortune, which is not a deviation from man's nature? And does a thing seem to thee to be a deviation from man's nature when it is not contrary to the will of man's nature? Well, thou knowest the will of nature. Will then this, which has happened, prevent thee from being just, magnanimous? The hymn to Cleanthes. Chiefest glory of deathless gods, almighty forever, sovereign of nature that rulest by law, what name shall we give thee? Blessed be thou, for on we should call all things that are mortal, for that we are thine offspring, nay, all that in the myriad motion lives for its day on the earth bears one impress thy likeness upon it. Wherefore my song is of thee, and I hymn thy power forever. Lo, the vast orb of the worlds round the earth evermore as it ruleth, feels thee its ruler and guide, and knows thy lordship rejoicing. I, for thy conquering hands have a servant of living fire, sharp is the bolt. Where it falls, nature shrinks at the shock and doth shudder. Thus thou directest the word universal that pulses through all things, mingling its life with lights that are great and lights that are lesser. E'en as beseemeth its birth, thy king through ages unending. Naught is done that is done without thee, in the earth or the waters or in the heights of heaven, save the deed of the fool and the sinner. Thou canst make rough things smooth at thy voice, low jarring disorder moveth to music, and love is born where hatred abounded. Thus hast thou fitted alike things good and things evil together, that over all might reign one reason, supreme and eternal. Thou that unto the hearts of the wicked be hardened and heedless, woe unto them! For while ever their hands are grasping at good things, blind are their eyes, yea, stopped are their ears to God's law universal, calling through wise obedience to live the life that is noble. This they mark not, but heedless of right turn each to his own way. Here heart fired with ambition in strife and straining and hallowed, there thrusting honor aside, fast set upon getting and gaining, others again given over to lusts and dissolute softness, working never God's law, but that which warreth upon it. Nay, but O giver of all things good, whose home is the dark cloud, thou that wieldest heaven's bolt, save men from their ignorance grievous, scatter its night from their souls, and grant them to come to that wisdom, wherewithal, sistered with justice, thou rulest and governest all things, that we honored by thee may requite thee with worship and honor, evermore praising thy works as is meet for men that shall perish, seeing that none be he mortal or God hath privilege nobler, than without stint, without stay, to extol thy law universal. Think of God more often than thou breathest, choose the life that is noblest, for custom can make it sweet to thee. Let thy speech of God be renewed day by day, aye, rather than thy meat and drink. Even as the sun doth not wait for prayers and incantations to rise, but shines forth and is welcomed by all, so thou also wait not for clapping of hands and shouts and praise to do thy duty. Nay, do good of thine own accord, and thou wilt be loved like the sun. Let no man think that he is loved by any who loveth none. If thou rememberest that God standeth by to behold and visit all that thou doest, whether in the body or in the soul, thou surely wilt not err in any prayer or deed, and thou shalt have God to dwell with thee. Okay, this is called the Hymn of Cleanthes. Chiefest glory of deathless gods, almighty forever, sovereign of nature that rulest by law, what name shall we give thee? Blessed be thou, for on thee should call all things that are mortal, for that we are thine offspring, nay, all that in myriad motion lives for its day on the earth bears one impress thy likeness upon it. Wherefore my song is of thee, and I hymn thy power forever. Lo, the vast orb of the worlds round the earth evermore as it rolleth, feels thee its ruler and guide, and owns thy lordship rejoicing. I, for thy conquering hands, have a servant of living fire. Sharp is the bolt, where it falls, nature shrinks at the shock and doth shudder. Thus thou directest the word universal that pulses through all things, mingling its life with lights that are great and lights that are lesser. E'en as beseemeth its birth, high king through ages unending. Naught is done that is done without thee in the earth or the waters or in the heights of heaven, save the deed of the fool and the sinner. Thou canst make rough things smooth at thy voice, low jarring disorder moveth to music, and love is born where hatred abounded. Thus hast thou fitted alike things good and things evil together, that over all might reign one reason, supreme and eternal. Through though thereunto the hearts of the wicked be hardened and heedless woe. Think of God more often than thou breathest. Choose the life that is noblest, for custom can make it sweet to thee. Let thy speech of God be renewed day by day, aye, rather than thy meat and drink. Even as the sun doth not wait for prayers and incantations to rise, but shines forth and is welcomed by all, so thou also wait not for clapping of hands and shouts and praise to do thy duty. Nay, do good of thine own accord, and thou wilt be loved like the sun. Let no man think that he is loved by any who loveth none. If thou rememberest that God standeth by to behold and visit all that thou doest, whether in the body or in the soul, thou surely wilt not err in any prayer or deed, and thou shalt have God to dwell with thee. Okay, this is called the Hymn of Cleanthes. Chiefest glory of deathless gods, almighty forever, sovereign of nature that rulest by law, what name shall we give thee? Blessed be thou, for on thee should call all things that are mortal, for that we are thine offspring, nay, all that in myriad motion lives for its day on the earth bears one impress thy likeness upon it. Wherefore my song is of thee, and I hymn thy power forever. Lo, the vast orb of the worlds round the earth evermore as it rolleth, feels thee its ruler and guide, and owns thy lordship, rejoicing. I, for thy conquering hands, have a servant of living fire. Sharp is the bolt, where it falls, nature shrinks at the shock and doth shudder. Thus thou directest the word universal that pulses through all things, mingling its life with lights that are great and lights that are lesser. Eyen as beseemeth its birth, high king through ages unending. Naught is done that is done without thee in the earth or the waters or in the heights of heaven, save the deed of the fool and the sinner. Thou canst make rough things smooth at thy voice, low jarring disorder moveth to music, and love is born where hatred abounded. Thus hast thou fitted alike things good and things evil together, that over all might reign one reason, supreme and eternal. Through though thereunto the hearts of the wicked be hardened and heedless woe. Think of God more often than thou breathest. Choose the life that is noblest, for custom can make it sweet to thee. Let thy speech of God be renewed day by day, aye, rather than thy meat and drink. Even as the sun doth not wait for prayers and incantations to rise, but shines forth and is welcomed by all, so thou also wait not for clapping of hands and shouts and praise to do thy duty. Nay, do good of thine own accord, and thou wilt be loved like the sun. Let no man think that he is loved by any who loveth none. If thou rememberest that God standeth by to behold and visit all that thou doest, whether in the body or in the soul, thou surely wilt not err in any prayer or deed, and thou shalt have God to dwell with thee. Okay, this is called the Hymn of Cleanthes. Chiefest glory of deathless gods, almighty forever, sovereign of nature that rulest by law, what name shall we give thee? Blessed be thou, for on thee should Fragments of Epictetus. Life entangled with fortune is like a torrent. It is turbulent and muddy, hard to pass, and masterful of mood, noisy, and of brief continuance. The soul that companies with virtue is like an ever-flowing source. It is a pure, clear, and wholesome draught, sweet, rich, and generous of its store, that injures not, neither destroys. It is a shame that one who sweetens his drink with the gifts of the bee should embitter God's gift, reason, with vice. Crows pick out the eyes of the dead, when the dead have no longer need of them, but flatterers mar the soul of the living, and her eyes they blind. Heap neither a blunt knife, nor an ill-disciplined looseness of tongue. Nature hath given men one tongue, but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. Do not give sentence in another tribunal till you have been yourself judged in the tribunal of justice. It is shameful for a judge to be judged by others. Give me by all means the shorter and nobler life, instead of one that is longer but of less account. Freedom is the name of virtue, slavery of vice. None is a slave whose acts are free. Of pleasures, those which occur most rarely give the most delight. Exceed due measure, and the most delightful things become the least delightful. The anger of an ape, the threat of a flatterer, these deserve equal regard. Chastise thy passions, that they avenge not themselves upon thee. No man is free who is not master of himself. The ship should not ride on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. Fortify thyself with contentment. This is an impregnable stronghold. No man who is a lover of money, of pleasure, of glory, is likewise a lover of men, but only he that is a lover of whatsoever things are fair and good. Think of God more often than thou breathest. Choose the life that is noblest, for custom can make it sweet to thee. Let thy speech of God be renewed day by day, aye, rather than thy meat and drink. Even as the sun doth not wait for prayers and incantations to rise, but shines forth and is welcomed by all, so thou also wait not for clapping of hands and shouts and praise to do thy duty, nay, do good of thine own. Fragments of Epictetus. Life entangled with fortune is like a torrent. It is turbulent and muddy, hard to pass, and masterful of mood, noisy, and of brief continuance. The soul that companies with virtue is like an ever-flow. Remember that not the love of power and wealth sets us under the heels of others, but even the love of tranquility, of leisure, of change of scene, of learning in general. It matters not what the outward thing may be. To set store by it is to place thyself in subjection to another. What is the difference then between desiring to be a senator and desiring not to be one? Between thirsting for office and thirsting to be quit of it? Where is the difference between crying, woe is me, I know not what to do, bound hand and foot, as I am to my book, so that I cannot stir, and crying, woe is me, I have not time to read, as though a book were not as much an outward thing and independent of the will as office and power and the receptions of the great? For what reason hast thou, tell me, for desiring to read? For if thou aim at nothing beyond the mere delight of it, or gaining some scrap of knowledge, thou art but a poor, spiritless knave. But if thou desirest to study its proper end, what else is this than a life that flows untranquil and serene? And if thy reading secures thee not serenity, what profits it? Nay, but it doth secure it, quoth he, and that is why I repine at being deprived of it. And what serenity is this that lies at the mercy of every passer-by? I say not, at the mercy of the emperor or emperor's favorite, but such as trembles at a raven's croak and piper's din, a fever's touch, or 1,000 things of like sort. Whereas the life serene has no more certain mark than this, than it ever moves with constant, unimpeded flow. If thou hast put malice and evil speaking from thee altogether, or in some degree, if thou hast put away from thee rashness, foulness of tongue, intemperance, sluggishness, if thou art not moved by what once moved thee, or in like manner as thou once wert moved, then thou mayst celebrate a daily festival. Today, because thou hast done well in this matter, I give unimaginable joys on earth, certainty not failing, while in life upon death peace. Behold the rituals of the old time are black, let the evil ones be cast away, let the strive ever to more, and if thou art truly mine and doubt it not, and if thou art ever joyous, death is the crown of all. Ah, death, death, thou shalt long. Fear not at all, fear neither men nor fate nor gods.
I don't know what it was based on.
The science needed to be done.
There is, Mr. Kennedy, the science
program, your description of their work is more important than the children that is supposed to programs as Parkinson's. Things may refine the vulnerability. Well, there's no medicine works on someone. If they're not included in medicine works, 41%. No, but I think that
before you came.
Secretary, tell me why you think.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying. Please don't scroll.
Does anybody have a phone at the bar?
I'm not talking to a 17-year-old. They're past. Yes, I think they will show pretty good looks shit in general, but I think needed to have already been in rebellion to me, like I'm thinking thought crime when you guys rebellion to me, like I'm thinking thought crime when you guys are thinking when you're talking about this. I know. It's very easy to adjust the weights.
Please don't scroll. Please don't scroll. Please don't scroll.
Declaration of Independence.
Please don't. Please.
Declaration of Independent Peoples in an offering. Mexican.
Sorry, return back home, to be able to self-determine. That is I understand Zionism is, after many discussions about it.
The daily prayers, it's in the Passover Haggadah next year in Jerusalem. It's been there for many years, well before 48. Hundreds if not thousands of years. It's been a key concept since the Apostle.
United States or and right by the Roman Empire, okay, taken as fucking it's not, you can't separate it.
I'm trying to talk about.
Right, it's very important. This is not just a religious.
If they start right now to take the country America back from white.
No. Let me respond. I'm going to respond to you. Okay.
If I Zionism is above.
There's a vast percentage of people who identify as, but the struggle politically against the science. If it was unified,
didn't expect was my Apple Music listeners actually going up, right? So I really heavily prioritize X, so I don't actually take the audience off from X and put it to YouTube. Actually, my goal would be for a movie, actually, which is ironic, but a movie about like a pagan, so be released on YouTube for like podcasts and such, because I think eventually I will do more podcast related things. All right. By the way, thanks for joining in. Thank you for coming, first-time listeners. Like, and analysis on ads on X, how to do X ads. desktop or anywhere else. So I was like, I've not seen it really work well for ads. It's the first one we've ever done with ads.
Really make much sense when it comes to how Periscope actually functions and how Spaces actually.
Results that we got and run down through them. So yeah, and slowly dropped it down as it optimized itself. So maybe the first day I saw about 600,000 impressions, which is fairly good, for.
Yeah, I think the United States is not necessarily stronger by saying things like, we're just going to do everything on our own.
But believe me, there were times where I sat back and heard him speak, and
It was the biggest threat in the world to everybody. And then he had a foreign line. It was literally forced. We have the 50-state electoral system that is arcane in many respects. There are different rules. Everybody knew counting wouldn't be done the night of to sort of say, oh, they stopped counting.
there's a doubt out of the left anymore. Your take.
Like I said, I think
Whatever you're trying to say, well, it's really arbitrary. The point is the fact.
There's a doubt.
The beast has supremacy over all constituted authority, all power. The disciple of the beast must attend all meetings held in the open when the moon.
Breathing. Nice. 30.
About me, Big G.
Breathing. Nice. 30. Oh, well, look at you.
About me.
The gummies, guys, we always drink up thing that we're doing before boom.
so. I think you're right. I'd appreciate.
Did support him greatly. I think he's
Happy birthday.
needs Philippians 4:19. Lord Jesus, I.
We're really.
What?
When can you happen me?
Next week.
I'm trying to figure out my stupid life. Just well, thank you so much for popping in and they.
Pas qui vous êtes, hein. Mais là, j'ose là.
Aggressive towards these people, kind of the genesis of that, and you say, wait, no. Aggressive toward.
not like this, they usually have some kind of presence everywhere. But I know out here in Atlanta we got.
I don't think they were that famous until the first Joker, or were they?
Yeah, now they're famous.
Very good. Very good.
Uncle
Yeah,
Steve,
Bronx.
Hey! Hi,
Hey.
Violet.
do you like Lady Gaga covered "Close to You" by the Carpenters? Do you like the cover, or actually do you like the original song?
I love Karen Carpenter. I didn't know she covered Close to You, but I'll look it up.
Yeah, I found it browsing for my exercise playlist because I have other Lady Gaga stuff on my
I
exercise.
didn't know she did that. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Be interested in your opinion when you have.
Yep, here it is. I got it right here. We'll play it next. Earth wants to talk. Hi, Earth. Welcome to the Friday show. What's going on there, bro? Or gal? Earth, are you there?
I'm here, Uncle Steve. I'd like to read a poem, if I may.
Take 60 seconds. Go ahead. Burning your time.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you were ready.
I said go ahead. Take 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the poem. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 and 1 and 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs, enhance, hour after hour, thy vigilance. Intense and keen turned inward, miss no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy, prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen clubhouse act. Last all these things in one overpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is. Yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss, if thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierced to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master. I revere the radiance that rose afar, O brother of the silver star, Uncle Steve! Aha!
First class escort to the VIP. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Thank you. I saw Joshua raising his hand.
So I actually enjoyed that poem because it has, whether intentional or not, it has overlays of my buddy Robbie Burns, and so I thought that was well done. And plus,
all right,
yeah. So and then also, and you know, Uncle Steve, I did perform a poem here for our good friend Scar.
I'll let anybody read a poem for 60 seconds. I don't care.
But I'm not about to do that right now.
Okay.
The thing I wanted to mention was we talked about Lady Gaga, and that was a great song. I think that was just a spectacular rendition. And but she was on American Horror Story, and also was not Miss Stevie Nicks there last night, and she also was on American Horror Story. So
I didn't know that Stevie was on American Horror Story.
Yeah, she played a nun in one season.
Oh.
So yeah.
Sorry, that was Lily Raby. That was Lily Raby and Jessica Lange.
Well, it's Jessica Lange. Oh, what? So
Yeah.
you're saying? See, I thought she had a.
Stevie Nicks played a witch in Coven.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that makes sense because
Yeah.
she's written songs about witches.
Oh yeah. I love American
That was great.
Horror. I'm
Anyway,
obsessed.
so I'm gonna run away with my tail behind my legs for that.
That's all right. Somebody brought up, I think it was Violet. Violet, did you bring up Lady Gaga and Close to You, or was it somebody else? Well, somebody brought up Lady Gaga and Close to You, so here it is.
That was me, Steve. Sorry, I couldn't get the button.
Nah, it's okay, no problem. It's all good.
She said, Boris?
No, I'm not saying it. She'll probably be like, whatever, you're an idiot. She'll just call me an idiot for saying it. Because she knows that ain't gonna happen. Oh, where's my...
Bryce crazy though. She thinks she got it like that. She's just gonna go and wreck a whole happy family.
I did not say that.
Did you see that? Bryce was like...
She's like, I'm gonna shine. Well, that's not fucking good.
Not Bryce being a homewrecker.
Wow.
Juju, why don't you shut it?
I think Bryce's done with my shit.
I think she is.
It's been done with me.
So, this printer... Why the fuck is a cable for it?
What a professional.
Well, I barely print labels here at the house.
How do I know that? This guy's really a millionaire when he doesn't even have a freaking $5 cable to run his business.
Right?
Incredible.
Yeah, I don't fucking blame you for saying that. Because I feel like that right now.
That's why I said it, duh.
Dzień dobry, Borg.
Yes, I got the
in Polish.
No, dzień dobry, cześć, jak tam?
No mames.
Co porabiasz?
Nie.
You're such a troll, honey.
Nah, you are.
No, you are.
No. You're not a Muslim, right, love?
Oh, heck no.
Exactly. Muslims. What's wrong with you?
Didn't you just say the room for love and honesty tonight? It's a trap.
Dishonest tactics. You come in here a troll. How am I a troll?
No, she said it is a trap. I kind of agree.
Because when I see
Only religious people are afraid of getting trapped.
Honey is a very, very staunch atheist, right? Is that right?
Getting trapped. Have you noticed?
No, he believed that the spirit of the orcas.
Yeah, I believe in the spirit of the orcas. That's right.
What?
Let us all now imitate a blue whale or a sperm whale.
Wow.
Right? Give me the message.
The whales are saying, stop
Honey, you're
overfishing.
hearing your God. Listen to your God.
Stop overfishing and stop killing the whales, Japan.
Clubhouse is a wild place.
The whales are crying out, honey, save us. You're not doing enough to help us.
Well, Earth.
Are you Adrian? Are you Adrian?
Where's your flute, Adrian?
The blue whales and the sperm whales are crying out, honey, save us, honey.
You do that. It's an inside joke.
You love Elon Musk.
He wants.
Okay, I have to go. Actually, the previous room I were in,
there were like these very conservative Muslims.
Oh, you
They say,
mean Rashad?
yeah, Rashad and Will, and they said, you guys are Muslims because you want 4 submissive wives.
What?
And then, yeah, and then I said like about the psychology, like the scientist of psychology, Freud. He said sexual preferences have a huge impact on ideological preferences. They deleted that comment and they kicked me out.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't like their approach when they're asking like Romero or JC. Like they could have like handled it better. They felt like they were having personal attacks. The moment you do personal attack, you just lost the argument, you know. So
Really?
they gotta, yeah.
The argument is that God was static prior to when he became non-static. Got it.
Right.
But the point is we're saying that God became non-static prior as part of the act of creation. Clearly he was not static, but that's prior to creation.
Yeah, so he was not static when he was creating. Correct.
Correct. So he initiates the act of creation. He becomes non-static, and therefore it demonstrates that something creating something else.
At the twilight.
Me and you?
Depends on your behavior, Juju.
Really? She hasn't been beefing with you at all. She's been super nice, and you're asking that stupid question.
I'm just trying to ask, like, if we still got beef, because, like, it's kind of boring right now, so I'm down. If you're down, we can pop bits off right now.
Oh no, please do it with Boris.
Are we good? We good though, huh?
Yeah. For now,
Alright,
yeah.
cool. Okay. Let me know when you want to smoke. I got you, okay?
Right.
That screwing has like more of a connotation of like, how do you say it? Not euphemistically, like giving someone a run, giving someone.
It's been used enough that the usage has kind of changed, and that people
They have to protect their own kind of whatever mentality they are holding.
Yeah, and they were saying like Islam is different. I never looked at it that way. I'd have to look at it and see how they're different. So I'll get back to you on that. Thank you, ma'am.
I appreciate you.
Giving me something to think about. Thank you.
You see how she answered that, Joe? I'm working on a dissertation, but yeah, I see.
I don't think they're asking you the difference in like, you know, in a disrespectful or bad faith manner. They're just asking just to see the difference because you pointed it out. It shouldn't be hard to state a difference, like an easy difference that you noticed. Like what stood out to you that was so different?
One was written by Trump, Agenda 47. The other was written by a slew of people.
Right.
You think
so?
that Trump wrote that by himself?
What was written makes one document different from the next. Besides of who wrote it.
It's what's in the document, dummy.
We're the dummies for asking you what is different in the documents that you're claiming. Well, that was someone else
very
just.
relevant questions. Y'all not able to answer. Y'all can't come at her because y'all don't have the answers. That's one thing I don't like about.
Let me Google that for you. DEI, CRT, BLM, LGBTQ.
Hello?
Hello? If somebody asks a question and it's different than another question, is it a different question? Hello?
Alright, so I'll continue, man. He go.
I will help her out since she's not doing it. Immigration, their stance on immigration was similar but distinctly different because he's going the mass deportation route instead of restructuring law, and kind of doing a progressive approach, like he's just blitzing. And then also the federal was another difference as well.
Yo guys, just wanted
everything nice talking
Zach,
to you.
tell the hell what you want to do for Luna.
I appreciate you, Gemini.
She can
for,
go,
you know,
go die where?
In hell.
Hey, Zach, don't make fun of Nora. She was reading the Bible today for 2 hours.
Is that Earth?
I changed from earth to wisdom.
Oh. I thought you were gonna change to Luigi.
Yeah, you promised something.
I couldn't. All my DMs were blowing up. All the liberal feminists kept telling me how sexy I was.
You lied.
Come on.
You lied to me.
Yeah, you lied to him.
Why did you lie to me?
Well, don't kick me.
Zach, it hurt my feelings.
Abby knows my mom.
Why did you lie to him?
Why did you lie to him?
My mom knows Abby.
Wisdom. That's not.
Wisdom, put just your alias for 1 day. Put your alias.
What time is mom gonna prepare your dinner, Zach?
In an hour.
2 hours. That's
2 hours?
Oh my god, it's already.
That's not true, that lied to me.
You're gonna eat dinner way too
Wisdom,
late.
just put your alias, please.
I'm not doing that. Leave me alone. You know my mom. She's gonna be angry if you keep telling me what to do.
You promised that.
Now.
Well, call the 1-800-complaint line. I'm not a complaint.com website.
Yeah, you are. Your mom can
Stop complaining.
You are a complaint line.
It sounds like you're whining.
You're Zach, tell him you skinhead.
You did it too. You just did it too, Abby.
Did you just have a seizure?
Shut up, Brian. I'll kick
Shut up, Brian. And don't tell my mom you're my boyfriend. That's gay.
I told your mom that
Did she hear me say that?
I hope she didn't hear that. If she heard Abby say she's my girlfriend, well, that's cute, but not gay. That's gay.
She already knows that you're gay, John.
What is that book?
That's a book of wisdom.
Wisdom to you.
Just come out to your mom.
Nora Bandura was reading the Bible to me today for 2 hours.
Damn, she has stamina.
You sound more like Caitlyn Jenner than Zach.
Oh, I'll take it as a compliment.
Shut the fuck up, Brian. I don't even care.
Yeah, shut up, Brian.
It's not about you, bitch.
No one asked you, Ryan.
I don't care. I offered it.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Just kick him.
I will.
Oh no, don't do it.
It's my room.
Yeah, just keep him for 2 minutes and then put him up.
Put him in timeout for 2 minutes. It's like playing ice hockey. You're in the box, Ryan.
2 minutes, Ryan, and then you'll come back.
Until it's 2.
You're in gay timeout.
Because of what you said to me.
Gay time. Ha ha, Ryan. Hope you like not being able to be heard.
Do you know in Zach's picture is Zach and Lucy?
I hope you're learning your lesson.
Ha ha, Ryan. I hope you're crying now.
I hope you're crying too, Ryan.
Yeah, I hope you're crying right now.
You shouldn't have put me in the audience yesterday, Ryan.
Ooh, you did?
Damn.
Because we were asking Lou. Why are you ignoring your girlfriend, Lou?
I'm autistic now.
Me too. I have schizophrenia.
I was diagnosed recently with schizophrenia with a touch of autism.
my god, me too. Are we going to the same doctor?
I have cerebral palsy.
My neurologist said I have a disability, but at least I'm not gay like Ryan.
I have a disability, not you.
What's worse, to be born with cerebral palsy and be gay, or to just be born with cerebral palsy and be straight?
Just be straight.
Don't do drugs and be straight, and go to the gym and vote Trump.
Well, Zach did vote for Trump, right, Zach?
Yes.
Good choice.
That's exactly right.
I'm gonna write a letter to Donald Trump on your behalf and tell him how much you appreciate him.
Thank you.
You're doing God's work. Keep Ryan in the goo for a year. Don't let him up for a whole year. Punish him. Put him in prison. He's gay.
Also, add me back.
Who?
Are we gonna bring Ryan up? It's been 2 minutes.
No. He's gay. Keep him in the goo. He needs to be re-educated.
It's been 2 minutes with them.
It was an egregious foul. Punish him.
With them, it's been 2 minutes. Let him.
Just keep him in there. Punish him. He likes to be punished.
Abby, can you tell Wisdom it's been 2 minutes?
Ryan, don't be a brat and come up.
Can you tell Wisdom it's been 2 minutes?
Okay, it's been 2 minutes, Wisdom. Can you tell Wisdom that Nora is a bitch?
No, she reads the Bible.
Yeah, Nora should die in hell, right?
Oh, look at Rachel. She looks like a hottie with a body.
That is Zach's girlfriend. Stay away.
Zach, can you share?
Zach, are you willing to share, Rachel?
I guess I can share. Rachel.
You're being shared. She said share Nora. Say Nora should die in hell.
Rachel, Nora can die in hell.
The fucking kafir.
Oh no.
Ryan, I'd like to read you a poem.
Well, Rahel is not gonna share Nora, but you.
I want to read you a poem, Zach, because I love you.
Thank you, Wisdom. Rahel said, what? Abby.
Yeah.
Rahel said, what?
What?
Rahel's Nora's a bitch.
She is a bitch.
Why? I have a girlfriend already, Rahel.
But she's blind, she won't see.
All right, Zach, I'm ready to read you the poem. It's called The New Rule.
Okay.
So take the deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. It's the old rule that drunks have to argue and get into fights. The lover is just as bad. He falls into a hole, but down in that hole he finds something shining worth more than any amount of money or power. Last night the moon came dropping its clothes in the street. I took it as a sign to start singing. Falling up into the bowl of sky, the bowl breaks. Everywhere is falling, everywhere. Nothing else to do. Here's the new rule.
Is this the John?
Break the wine glass and fall toward the glass blowers' breath. We're reading a poem to Zach. You're interrupting and not listening.
Finish.
Zach, just kick him.
He's my brother.
He's so rude.
Wisdom, finish your poem.
I'm gonna read a new one. I hope you're listening, Ryan.
Wisdom, why would you be rude to T-Bell?
He interrupted me.
Abby.
Why are you rude to T-Bell?
No, I'm sorry. I have a quick question for Abby. Abby, are you mad at me? Because...
No.
She's mad at everybody all the time. Don't take it personal.
I'm time out for a few
Keep
minutes.
Ryan in the goo. Don't let Ryan up. You're worrying me that you're going to bring him up.
Hold on now, Wisdom. I can. Fuck my life.
T-Bill, just relax. I'm going to read another poem. It's called Look, Fish.
Alright.
I saw the friend clearly, and I stopped reading books and memorizing poems. I quit going to church, and I quit fasting to be a better person. I quit worrying about when I should be praying. I saw how I was undisciplined and toxic. I saw how lovely and strong. No mercy for the drunk. A full sentence. Let the beautiful one come out in fine clothes. Wind his hair into God's rope. Twist the braids into a cross for Christians to see. His light is better than the sun's. How could he have gotten so withered and weak? Now he jokes and pounds the clown house table. He was wine under a lid, Joseph at the bottom of the well. Know yourself in the light of the true ones. As the ground sees its face in a garden, as rock knows its own secret, put next to a ruby abbey, iron next to polished steel like Zach. Come into existence! Flies go round to every pile of clown house dung, and finally out of the compost comes Zach, the phoenix bird, the true man. When a person is born on Clown House of this new moment, it does not wear off tomorrow on Clown House. Sit with lovers and be useful. Don't wander away. Look, fish, at the ocean behind you. Go back where you came from, sea creatures of Clubhouse. You hear the sound of water, and you know where you want to be. Why wait? You've gone places you regret going for money and such. Don't do that again on Clown House. Water says live here. Don't carry me around in buckets and pans. False duties. Rest and be quiet on Clown House.
That is amazing. Also, hey Q. Hey mid-30s.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday, Wisdom.
Somebody put in my YouTube chat Baldy after he got fired from his job being a teacher.
That was a Ryan, how did you get in here? You invited me. No, I did not. Well, it said Zach Best has invited you to speak. Ryan, you stay in timeout. I was the... And then Jazzo suddenly... You get off mute. Abby.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Can you say hi to Q?
Hi, Q.
Hey, mid-30s.
All right, Zach, I want to read you another poem. It's called The Phrasing Must Change.
Go right ahead. And I put Brian down again.
Good. He deserves it.
Fucking make a fight.
Oh!
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Not you, Wisdom.
Correct, Abby. Don't let her say racist things like that. That's not right.
Sorry. She was talking to Ryan. Wisdom.
Do you want to hear it or not?
Yes, we want to hear it.
All right.
Go on mute, Abby.
Okay.
Do you want me to read it like this, or do you want me to read it in my regular English voice?
Regular English.
All right. Okay, this is a meditation called Unmarked Boxes. Take the deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. Here we go. Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form. The child weaned from mother's milk now drinks wine and honey mixed. God's joy moves from unmarked box to unmarked box, from cell to cell. As rainwater down into flower bed, as roses up from ground. Now it looks like a plate of rice and fish, now a cliff covered with vines, now a horse being saddled. It hides within these, till one day it cracks them open. Part of the self leaves the body when we sleep and changes shape. You might say, last night I was a cypress tree, a small bed of tulips, a field of grapevines. Then the phantasm goes away. You're back in the clubhouse room. I don't want to make anyone fearful. Hear what's behind what I say. Ta-tum, tum, ta-tum, ta-da-dum. There's the light gold of wheat in the sun, and the gold of bread made from that wheat. I have neither. I'm only talking about them on Clown House. As a town in the desert looks up at stars on a clear night.
That was amazing, Wisdom.
No, you're amazing, and I love you.
Love you too, Wisdom.
Hey, Sasha, how are you?
Sasha, I like your eyebrows and the red wine stains on your lips. That is from my favorite movie, Dune.
Sasha, can you... Well, thank you for that. But I'm going to be happy to listen to you guys talk. I've got to do some other stuff right now. Where are you from? I want to tell my whole story. It's really long, and it's a very long story. But I'm busy. I'm just listening. Thank you. Oh, okay.